Columbia University has canceled their college-wide commencement ceremonies on May 15th. Instead, they are opting to hold smaller celebrations, citing security concerns. The university took similar action back in 1968 when Vietnam War protesters took over campus. The administration deciding to relocate their commencement a few blocks away from the action. Historian Rick Perlstein says that some comparisons can be made between the protests, but that the stakes were higher for those in 1968 compared to now. And Rick joins us now to discuss. Rick, good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. So let's talk about some of the comparisons. Should there be any comparison to what we saw in 1968?
I'd much rather see, journalists, ordinary folks, figuring out what's going on now. There's some similarities, right? The same settings, the same sort of people. There's an enormous amount of differences. For one thing, the militarization of policing is so much profoundly more increased. If professors had been assaulted by police, like happened at Dartmouth, like happened at Washington University, like happened at the University of Wisconsin, it probably would have been on the front page of every newspaper. But these days we have snipers being posted on roofs with no indication of any real violent threat. And a lot of this has to do with a generalized rhetoric about, what it means to criticize Israel in this context. So lots of differences. And I just encourage folks to, listen to the protesters, listen to what they're saying, and not get too distracted by what happened, what after all is, 55 years ago. Folks in the 60s weren't talking about what happened in the teens after all.
Yeah, it is interesting, though, because what we mentioned before about the stakes just being so high for students protesting in 1968. Tell us a little bit more about what exactly was at stake with them. Obviously, given the draft.
That was a different situation because, of course, there was a draft. And in 1968, when the protests happened in May at Columbia, there were 100 soldiers being killed just about every day in Vietnam after the Tet Offensive. And if you dropped out of school, say because you got arrested, you might be drafted. The next week, the next month. The draft was completely controlled by local elites, and you could go back to your town and they could say, we're going to punish this kid by drafting him. Now, of course, the stakes are very high these days for someone being arrested because in 1968, the economy was so much stronger for college graduates. If you could graduate and you could have been an activist, and you probably could easily slide into a middle class job. These days, you might be graduating with $50, $100, $150,000 in debt, and the opportunities are simply not as great.
Yeah, last week President Biden was asked whether any of the protests would have any effect on changing policy as it pertains to the region, and he said no. But I'm curious, back in the late 1960s, the students protesting, what kind of outcomes did they achieve, if any? What were maybe some of the successes?
Yeah, it's a complicated question, the kind of thing people write whole books about. One example of a very successful wave of protest was when the entire nation, not just college kids, protested in October of 1969. They thought that they had voted in Richard Nixon to end the war, and the war was still going on. There was something called the moratorium, in which 2 million Americans stayed home from work and school. And Nixon was planning a big bombing raid against North Vietnam. It probably would have been the biggest in the history of warfare. And he realized that he didn't have the political support to do it. In terms of the context of 1968, it's really one of those things that you can't really evaluate. History is not a laboratory. And on the one hand, people were very dismayed at the disorder in the country, which they tended to associate with Democrats because they were the left of center party. On the other hand, the war was becoming so unpopular that by the time of the November election, the fact that Hubert Humphrey did not distance himself from the president and did not say he wanted to end the war probably hurt him a great deal. And when he did, right at the end of the election, the last week or so, his polling, just really jumped almost to the level that he basically tied with Richard Nixon. Then, by 1970, 1972, all the Democratic presidential candidates were saying the president has to set a date to end the war. And Richard Nixon said, I am going to end the war and I can do it better. So you can say that in that sense, the position of the protesters prevailed. But on the other hand, a lot of people became Republicans and became conservatives because they saw so much disorder in the streets.
Yeah, that's an interesting shift there. Rick Perlstein, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your perspective.
Thank you, Caitlin.